We get asked all the time, who's Batman? Starting in the 40s, this is a character who starts as a very dark, gritty character, really captures the sense and tone of the times around him. And then from there, he moves into the 50s. The stories move into a science fiction field and an otherworldly field as the space race starts to take off. Then he turns into campy. It can't be a character that you saw during the Batman television show days. And what's fun about that is that it was a lighthearted spirit that was in America at the time. Then the spirits change again. Everything gets more relevant and darker, and he starts to change with the world again. And again, you see it time and time again. The character's able to reinvent himself to really capture the tone of the world around him. But at the same time, he stays true to his core essence and stays the same character. And I think that's why he's endured as long as he has.
Batman has always been that vigilante who doesn't want to kill anybody, but won't hesitate to use pain to get his message out, which I like.
When I was little, when they had Batman, the animated series on, and I would watch it, and I was like, wow, that's so cool, because he was like so calm and cool, collected, and he punched bad guys in the face, but he also tried to help them like become better people outside of who they were as villains.
I think he's very relatable too because he doesn't have superpowers. That's why I've always had an interest in him. I'm not generally a DC fan, but I love Batman because he's something that if you had enough money and resources, maybe you could be. I mean, let's face it, we could never be Superman. We could never be really Spider-Man. A lot of good villains too make Batman very interesting. The dynamic relationship that he has with Catwoman is something that's very cool and appealing to a lot of people, myself included.
There's a reason why the mythology has remained so popular over 75 years. Interesting to note that Batman Mania isn't just of this decade. I mean, back in the 60s from that TV show and certainly the first Batman movie and the Nolan movies that really kind of took over pop culture. I think one of the reasons why is that the art form of comic books, the way DC approaches their mythology, their characters, we invite creators to come in, whether it's in comic books or other media, to add to the mythology, to tinker with the history, to create revisionist history, to create new villains, new Batmobiles, new costumes. So we're always moving and evolving the mythology forward so that it feels fresh and contemporary, even though its origins were 75 years ago.